Welcome, YouTube, to
Immigrants Corner.
Immigrants Corner. That's right. This is where we talk about politics, we talk about current events, we talk about world
history, philosophy.
We talk about our own experiences growing up in this great country. We talk about, anything that's going to be interesting for you guys to hear. We also, based on your comments, we'll discuss whatever you guys want. With that, we're going to talk about censorship, where people's voices are being silenced just because they're
extremely important topic.
Yes, and this is only we're going to talk about this is because right now there's a thing going on in the United States, left versus right, and I like to see myself as a more centrist person because I don't affiliate myself with any party. I like to see what policy affects me, what policy affects my family. But what's happening now is big tech is silencing people's voices just because they don't agree with the message. The problem here is that, people just like us, this is a show that where we express our own opinion. We're not going to tell you do something because we said so. This is our opinion. You are free to
agree or disagree,
right? And you are free to make your own choices. You are free to make your own decisions on whatever you want to do.
Experiences are different.
Exactly. So we're going to talk about
that's the beauty of this country that allows people to express themselves. So far, we need to keep it that way. That
I guess we're going to jump into it.
People are able to express without fear of retribution, either at work, cancel culture, political correctness, things like that. Because once you start limiting, who is setting the limit and who has the right to set the limits? So
right now,
actually, a lot of things
big tech is setting the limits right now because big tech, they have given them so much power at this point because of Section 230. No one can sue them. They could do whatever they want. They could, they could just.
That's going to change. Hopefully, that's going to change.
Yeah, but they could technically, take us off, and not to allow our video to be shown.
When we had the First Amendment, right? The way I look at it, I'm just looking at the original concept of, I'm more of a school of thought that original concept of founding fathers when they envisioned that. That's what they envisioned at that document for that purpose. So everybody says, freedom of speech, but you are not free to say a fire in a crowded theater. That might be true 50 years ago. Now we got fire sensors everywhere. That doesn't make any sense. Okay? So you cannot say, or even if that's thing, so that's the thing that activist judges and liberals.
Although you shouldn't be saying bomb on a plane. I don't. Bomb on a plane. I would say that's not free speech. They should be thrown out of the plane.
Even that, there are. If you go down that rabbit hole, there is no end on what you can or cannot censor, and who is in power. They can actually selectively enforce the things that they seem to be fit, and selectively enforce it on selective people.
Right.
So that's the dangerous turn that we are going toward.
And I'll tell you this: if a lot of people put stupid information online. A lot of people put fake information online. Okay, if you consider yourself as a smart individual, as an intellectual individual, if you consider yourself as educated, non-educated, whatever, in this current time, the 21st century, we have so much tools in our hand for you to do your own research and find out if the information is correct or if it's fabricated. So, and what's happening now, this whole censorship stuff, basically the tech company is telling you this is fake and this is real. Now, for you trying to find the information, if it's fake or real, they don't let you anymore.
It would be like you get a
It's basically
text message from your friends, and then the phone company come and just not allow that text message to go through because they disagree with the message of that text message.
Exactly.
Or the person who is sending the text message.
Exactly. So that's censorship. That is basically...
Or a call, or anything.
Anything. Or an email.
Right.
You know, if you're chatting with your friend online, all of a sudden you're like, hey, did you see that flying car? All of a sudden that message is going to get hit with an independent fact checker that, you know, there is no such thing as a flying car. And you want to know, according to who? According to what?
Because it's not
there is
about
nothing
the right
there
to express, it's about the right to hear. I might disagree with so many people, but I'm interested to listen to what they have to say. And if you deprive me from that, that's actually a violation of my right to. It's not just the right to express, it's right to hear as well. And the hearing is not about something that you agree with, because that's not controversial. If we have a right to hear things that are controversial, challenging, important, those are the important issues. If it's talking about, you know, what kind of a jelly bean you're going to have for Thanksgiving or just giving to your kids, that's not an important topic. That's why they don't censor those kind of channels.
It's like me saying fried turkey is the best turkey you could ever have in your life. All of a sudden, they're going to censor that message saying, independent fact checker said, that is not a true fact. A fried turkey is not the best turkey. And I'm going to talk about food because I love eating. I love food. But I mean, that's what it is. That's censorship. It's basically they're gonna say my opinion no longer matters because it does not make them feel good.
We grew up in a country that actually post-revolution, the government burned books. They get rid of a lot of books. It was extremely difficult. Growing up, like, you know, had to go and actually, you had to go. It's like buying drugs. If you want to read a philosophy book, you had to actually go and just buy it from dealer.
Yep.
It wasn't
black market.
Black market.
There was a black market for books.
Public library, right? So we have first-hand experience things like that. And what's going on in this country right now with the censorship, cancel culture? The poll just came out that over 60% of Americans, they don't feel comfortable expressing themselves, right? 60%. These are not some fringe radicals. These are average people.
And we are the few who like to express ourselves. And
exactly,
you know what?
Because we came here to express ourselves.
We grew up being silenced. We grew up in a way that we could not. We grew up in fear. Absolutely, fear.
Oppression.
When I was going to school, when I was on the bus going home, we used to see people being hung in the middle of in a traffic circle. That was a normal thing for us.
He lived in a bad neighborhood.
Yeah. But coming here and
I just saw the pictures.
He saw the pictures.
I didn't go to the execution circle. You know?
I saw the real thing. But living here, it gave me a whole new perspective on life. Give me a whole new perspective on how to make myself be heard. Whether being by a friend or whether being by the family member or a stranger. So the freedom of speech here allows you to speak. Now, freedom of speech comes with consequences. Okay? So if you say stuff that, you know, it's on the red line and, you know, hey, I'm going to kill you tomorrow, then, you know, that's a red line. You know, that's a threat. Okay, freedom of speech doesn't cover the fact that, you know, you're actually going to threaten somebody. Right. It does not cover physical threat, or if you're going to cause injury to somebody or a building, or you're going to, you know, blow something up.
Well, as far as it's part of expression.
As far as an expression, basically.
Burning flag.
You know, yeah.
I mean, I disagree with that.
I personally, even in the country that I used to live in, I never agree with burning a flag because I think that's a symbol of where you are from and where you grew up. And for people who actually burn the flag, I don't think they know anything about history. I don't think they know.
Just lack of gratitude, lack of understanding. You know, actually, I don't have respect for people that they do that. Because it's not. I don't see it necessarily I mean, Scalia, obviously, Supreme Court, whatever they decided, it doesn't mean that I have to, just because some judge sit and say this, I agree.
Again,
I
we're
disagree
entitled
with
to our
many
own
things.
opinion,
Exactly.
and that's where the freedom of speech comes in. It's entitled to our own opinion.
My thing is, when it comes to expression, nobody's just, forcing anybody's mouth right now. At least right now, you are able to say what you want to say. Actually, that's much more effective than, I'm going to burn a house over here, or burn a car, or burn a flag, or burn something, burn a effigy, or something like that.
I mean, you could say that, and that might carry some consequences, but as long as you don't carry on with the action, you're not gonna, nothing's gonna happen. I'm just saying,
look, you can express yourself is more effective to actually talk about your ideas and what you are.
I mean, and again, you live in a country where they allow you to say stuff like it, even if it's offensive. You could go up to a guy and tell him, "F you, man, I don't like you," and walk away, and nothing's gonna happen to you.
You could punch in the face.
Depends who it is. Or you could roll. How many times have you been in a road rage where the guy flips you off? He just exercised his, First Amendment right. He flipped you off, or she flipped you off, or whatever.
One time somebody flipped me off. They didn't have a finger.
Yeah, that was stupid. That was so stupid.
So it was even more like this. He was just missing a finger. So what the heck is going on? He just said.
But yeah, I mean, but what's happening now is with all this censorship, when New York Times, they published a report, and it was New York Post.
Their account has been 9 days locked out by Twitter.
9 days. It's been locked down, and Facebook. Why? Where when the reporter has actually concrete, solid evidence that the material on the laptop was actually
the laptop from hell.
The laptop from hell. Exactly. And they got censored. And what happened? What did Twitter do the next day? This shouldn't have been done. We're apologists, but why is the account still locked down?
And the question is, if they say, "Oh, we can shut this news down. We don't want this news to take people hear about it." But for 3.5 years, Russia, garbage.
I have a better example.
Going on, all lies and nothing, and then drag the whole country.
Here's hold on.
Agendas.
The other day, I posted something on Facebook where this guy supposedly his wife didn't want to do a photo shoot of her being pregnant. And because she didn't really feel comfortable with her body or whatever. And the guy's like, what? I already paid for the photo shoot, so I'm going to do the photo shoot myself. So basically, he claimed to be, pregnant. And so he, wore whatever. It was freaking hilarious. It was funny. It was a joke. It was a freaking joke. You know what Facebook did? They put a filter on my post saying independent fact checkers saying that partial or most of the post is not factual. Are you freaking kidding me? It's a freaking joke. It's a freaking joke. Are you really gonna censor a freaking joke? Like, if what the heck?
Yeah, I mean,
and I mean, this is stupid. This is so dumb.
As I said, when we grew up, what they had, the communist country, what they had is morality police. We grew up with a place like a morality police, so they would actually go out and beat people, arrest people, or harass people.
We could not wear shorts. I could not wear a t-shirt.
Approved clothing by the government, not approved talking by the government, not approved statements by the government.
I think we're turning to a Hunger Games, man.
And literally now we are becoming like that, just in a different flavor and different look.
Oh, you can't wear this, it's offensive. You can't wear that, it's offensive.
So this is a very
the color
dangerous,
orange is very offensive.
This is very dangerous.
Oh my God.
And I think
what is happening?
The only
no, this is laughable, dude. I swear.
I mean, it is alarming, and nonetheless. And I think just, there needs to be pushback the same way that they organize and do that. And honestly, I blame a lot of it on, the government allowed that to take place, like a monopolies and stuff. 20 years ago, obviously, Google is just a new company, you know. And how do you think like Google actually became this powerful? By paying off a lot of politicians to allow them to not have competition.
Yeah.
Do you think like anybody thinks like a Microsoft is the only company that can provide that product, or Google is the only search engine in the world? It's not true. There are so many other search engines, but they always buy them out and not allow anybody to compete with them before, as soon as, let's say, DuckDuckGo, Yahoo, or somebody getting, you know, a little bit traction, they just buy them out. So it's a lot of, you know, monopolies going on. And unless if they're broken down and allowing actually marketplace to compete, or they put more restrictions, they say, hey, you're like a utility company, you're a platform. Once you're getting engaged in censorship and choosing which message to go through and which not go through, then obviously you're a publisher. That means we can go and sue the hell out of you and then make you bankrupt.
And this is where it's...
hopefully that's going to happen soon.
Yeah. So with that, thank you guys for listening to us. Please share, subscribe,
comment,
hit the bell button, comment.
Anything interesting, because, you know, our background, but we would love to hear from other immigrants, their background, invite people maybe, you know, or have discussions.
Or share your stories with us. We'll definitely...
Because American experience is, every individual is unique, in my opinion. That's the beauty about this country. Everybody has their own story. Even immigrants, we might share a lot of similar stories, but nobody has the same story. Everybody has something unique that they can contribute.
Exactly, exactly. So please subscribe, share. We don't have a marketing department.
Hit the button.
Hit the button. We will have more topics to talk about in coming days and weeks and months. If
you're in California, watch out for coronavirus, man. Just pull the mask, take a bite, put it back on between the things. You know, you need a lot of eye-hand coordination, you know.
Give us fun topics. We'll talk about anything fun.
This is cuckoo.
Yeah, man. We'll talk about anything at this point.
So you're tired of that.
Yeah. Anyways, love yourself, love God, be yourself, be true to yourself, pray,
do your research, have your mind. And,
respect one another. That's the most important thing. I don't care which side of the aisle you're on, respect one another. Don't attack each other, because once you start going down that path, you lose humanity.
You're going to be like
exactly.
Hatfield and McCoy's, like, you know.
We have friends with different backgrounds. We have friends of different political backgrounds. Whatever.
Have a laugh,
we don't really care about politics, to be honest with you. We care, but we don't really care when it comes down to on a human interaction level. You know, we like to make fun of some people, but you know, we leave that for another day. Anyways, subscribe, share. Hit the ring button so you'll get notified when we upload a new material for you guys. Stay safe. We love you.
Peace.